Today, let's break down the Yeti Smash and how you can earn more triples with it after the December 2020 update. What's going on, my friends? My name's Corrupt, and today we're going to be talking about the Yeti Smash after the December 2020 update here at Town Hall 12. Now, the Yetis themselves, and really any attack with them, hasn't really gotten too much of a change other than the two super troops and the lightning spells. Well, you can still use the lightning spells here, and you're seeing it a little bit more with different smash attacks like super witches, PEKKA Smash, and also the Yeti Smash. And we're going to show you guys that a little bit later on in the video, but let's first break down a standard composition. No lightning spells, so what you're doing is you are going to be creating the funnel on both sides. What you're going to be doing is you're going to be using a Warden Walk on one side to clear out a particular area of the base, and you're going to then be using the King on the other side. Now, if you do not have access to a Warden Walk, then I would suggest using a Queen Walk over the Warden Walk, just so that then you do have to do a little bit more funneling, but you will be able to still get roughly the same amount of value. But I would suggest bringing a lightning spell if you or bringing 4 lightning and 1 earthquake if you're going to be using the Queen over the Warden in terms of walking. So you really want to try and think of those things. Outside of creating the funnel with the King and Siege Barrack on the other side, so if I label these with the King and Siege Barrack, with the Warden Walk over here, then you're going to be able to send in your army from the opposite side. Now, you've got the use of 2 jump spells as well, so you're going to be using them in order to get deeper into the base in order to allow yourself to get to the Town Hall. You mainly want to try and get rid of the Eagle Artillery if it's not in the core. Try to hit where the Eagle Artillery is if it's possible. You don't have to, but if you can get your jump spells to the Eagle Artillery and then to the Town Hall or vice versa, then you can do that as well and easily still get some really decent value. So we want to start by going over the Warden Walk with you. We want to show you guys exactly what you're doing with this. You still need to actively funnel your Warden, but not nearly as much as you would need to a Queen. In this case, we're just funneling buildings so the Warden doesn't walk the wrong direction. So using the baby dragon with a couple balloons to take down defenses and other structures around there is incredibly important. Now, while the Warden is walking his way, just creating the funnel, we're going to allow him to reach over and get this multi-target Inferno. That is the reason to why Warden Walks are a bit more valuable than a Queen Walk, where the Warden can reach more defenses. Usually, though, this is only used in Smash-related attacks. Now, if you do not have, or if you want to speed up your Warden, then you can use the lightning spells and the 1 earthquake to get rid of an Inferno. Now, on the other side here, you're going to be using the King and the Siege Barrack. The Warden is creating this part of the funnel. The King is going to create this part of the funnel with the Siege Barrack. That way, what you're able to do is send in your Yetis, the Bowlers, and then a Super Wall Breaker if you have one, an Ice Golem, and the Queen to move in. You want to make sure that the Warden is moving in with everything, so try to place your Yetis and Bowlers near where your Warden is going to be going into, or where near your Warden basically, in order to get everything to push through. The Super Wall Breaker got you into the Eagle Artillery compartment, so now you're able to push through with the jump spells, the rage spells in hand, and you even have the Hog Riders from the Siege Barrack in order to provide more support for the Yetis that go in for the Town Hall. Now, sometimes you may want to save the Warden ability for the Town Hall specifically. However, if you are not going in towards it, then you may want to use it a bit earlier, and that way you can still keep your Queen alive and you're still able to get through the Town Hall, even if you have to lose a couple Yetis. This still shows how incredibly powerful this still is, though it just takes some time to really get used to using the Yeti Smash. It's not difficult in the slightest, but you've got to understand that you need to be able to create the funnel on 2 different sides, and then you need to be able to send your Yetis in for the core. Whether this has the Eagle Artillery or the Town Hall or even both of them in there, you just want to make sure that you're able to get rid of those defensive buildings, because they are going to be the biggest threat to your attacks regardless. So you just want to make sure that you're able to do that so you can easily get a 3-star like you see here. Now this is just one of the more simple examples. Let's give you guys a couple examples of adding the lightning spells with the Yeti Smash. Now, another way you can use the Yeti Smash is going to be using the lightning spells. 4 lightning and 1 earthquake. Like I mentioned in the first example, you can use them to get rid of Inferno Towers. So let's take a look at this base design here. What we can tell from this base design is we can use the lightning spells on this Inferno Tower with a couple other structures, mainly the Archer Tower and the Air Defense, since they're weak to 4 lightning and 1 earthquake as well. So what we can do from this is by getting rid of these buildings here, we're able to do a short Warden Walk to funnel out these buildings. And once we funnel the other side by using the King and the Siege Barrack, we can then go ahead and send in the Yetis for the Town Hall, connecting the Eagle Artillery with the jump spell, and then moving through. We don't have any super troops at all, so this is a very friendly attack to not having to use super troops at all, so this is very good for farming as well. Now, the first part here is pretty simple. You're going to use the lightning spells in order to get rid of an Inferno Tower. So we want to make sure that we're able to do this. That way, it's a little bit easier for the rest of our Warden Walk. So if you want to really cut down time, the lightning spells are incredibly valuable. So you're going to be actively creating the funnel, like I mentioned, by using the baby dragon in order to do just that. Since there was an air defense there, we really don't need to worry anymore, because that air defense is gone, and we can use the baby dragon to create a little bit of a funnel, which we couldn't do if it was still there. Now we're going to use the King and the Siege Barrack to create the other side of the funnel, but once we have a solid funnel down, we can send the Yetis, the bowlers, and then the heroes, and maybe an ice golem if we have one, into the base. Now this one's going in towards the Town Hall. Usually, though, this is going to be the best case because you can use the Warden ability to keep these bowlers and Yetis alive. But you'll see here is that we've connected the jump spell from the Town Hall compartment to the Eagle Artillery compartment, and that way we can use either the free spells if we have any, or we can get really everything into the core of the base to get rid of the Eagle Artillery, since you don't want to try and keep that thing up at all, because that will do massive damage to your attack. Now, another thing that you will have that can really provide a lot of support is the Hog Riders. You can use these hogs on the back end, like any other Smash attack, to easily still get through different defenses, mainly being the Inferno Towers. Outside of this, most of the base at this point is all reachable to the Queen or to the Yetis, and that's exactly the reason to why this works really well. Yes, it is going to thin out very easily, but you will still be able to have either a large amount of your Yetis. The best part about using this attack is that you will have the healers right behind those Yetis, which makes this attack very powerful. And the use of the lightning spells, in addition to the Warden Walk to speed it up, allows you to get less time fails than what you were used to doing with just a Warden Walk and getting a larger amount of the base down. You don't really need to do that. You can just get rid of an Inferno Tower, you don't need to walk it, and you're going to be able to easily still get through most of the base. So you just want to be very, very careful about the bases that you're hitting and all of that, but it still shows the power of how you can apply the lightning spells to this attack. And this might be the better way of using this over using the traditional 2 jump and 3 rage spells. Using the 4 lightning will allow you to get just that little bit more value from the base, and that way you're able to get your Yetis to go in the right direction. Now, this is not the only example of using the lightning spells with the Yeti Smash. We've also got another base design that has a centralized town hall, and how you can deal with those type of bases with the Yeti Smash. Next up, we're going to be looking at the Yeti Smash with the lightning spells again, but dealing with the centralized town hall. Now, in this case, this is not a ring base, but I want you guys to apply the tips I give you in order to deal with those ring style bases. So you want to start by using the lightning spells and earthquake to create one funnel. So on this particular side, since it's surrounded by the dead zones, you can do that pretty easily. And in this base here, that's exactly what we're going to do. Sometimes though, you will not see that, So you just want to use the lightning over an Inferno Tower like you saw in the previous example. Now, the other one that you're going to be doing is using the Warden Walk in order to establish a funnel here in order for you to send in your bowlers and your Yetis along with the Queen into the base. You want to make sure that you have your Warden right behind so we can use the Warden Eternal Tome in order to keep the Yetis and the bowlers alive. Another thing that you're going to be doing is you have the Hog Riders that you can use towards the back end to provide a bit more support as you push through the rest of the base. Sounds very easy. This one, though, unfortunately did get very close to the wire, so you'll exactly see how close it got. But notice the use of the 4 lightning and 1 earthquake, making sure that we're able to get rid of a bulk of these buildings, not all of them like the cannons, but we're able to spread around those lightning spells so we can get rid of a majority of those buildings. Now, what we're doing on either side is we're going to be using the Warden Walk, and we're also going to be using Sneaky Goblins. You only need 1 Sneaky Goblin for the collectors, and then you'll need 3 for storages. So keep that in mind if you decide on bringing Sneaky Goblins. But we're going to be mostly focusing on here the Warden Walk. Now, instead of having to use a baby dragon, we did use the Sneaky Goblins instead, but we're going to be able to create one particular side of the funnel by using the Warden Walk. Now, on the other side here, we're going to be using the King in order to establish this so the Queen doesn't start walking in the wrong direction. Main reason being is that we're going to be using the Queen in order to basically create a little bit of a funnel here. That way the Yetis go in the right direction. Like I mentioned, we want them to go all into the core of the base. So that's exactly what we're doing here. We want to have the Warden go right behind with them in order to enter into the base and provide a bit more support. So now you'll see that we've got the Yetis and the bowlers moving into the core of the base. And we want to make sure that we're using the Warden ability in order to protect them. Unfortunately, here we do lose the Warden to the Headhunters since all of the rest of our army is distracted on the other units. So we do lose the Warden. However, you can see that we still have the Hog Riders and we're able to use them in order to support the rest of the push as we continue to move through. But we don't have many Yetis. So this is really where you have to be very careful about having the healer swapping onto your Queen and losing those Yetis. You have to be very careful and try to time your Warden ability. That way you can use them over the Town Hall so you can protect all of your Yetis. In this case here, we're going to be leaving it off and finishing this attack with the Queen and with the King roughly still alive. So you got to really think about those different things when you guys are using Yetis. Even though this one did come very close to the wire, we're able to use the Yetis to get rid of a bulk of it. And if our heroes finish it off, hey, a 3-star is a 3-star. Even if it's not the cleanest, you will still be able to get through a large part of the base by just using the Yetis, the bowlers, and maybe the Hog Riders on the back end in order to get a bit more support from them, and also to 3-star the rest of the base. So you just want to think about those things. Now that is all the examples of the Yeti Smash. Let's give you an example of how you guys can use the PEKKAs instead of the Yetis. In this final example, we're going to be taking a look at the PEKKA Smash instead of the Yeti Smash. Now, I don't have access to a 4th example with the Yeti Smash, but I wanted to show you guys a PEKKA Smash instead. There's a lot that still coincides with the Yeti Smash, so I want you guys to take away those tips and tricks from this last example. Now, what we're doing is, like we've shown before, using the lightning spells to get rid of the Inferno Tower with a couple defensive structures, and that way what we can do with the rest of the base is we can institute a short Queen Walk that will then allow us to enter into the base with the Pekkas and the bowlers. We're going to use the King on this side in order to create the funnel, and we're going to use the Siege Barrack on the other side in order to allow us to create the other side of the funnel without having to use the King. So we're going to be starting off by using the lightning spells over the Inferno Tower and the other defensive buildings. We want to make sure that we're using the Zap Quake, so we're creating the funnel on this particular side. That way, we can then use that short Queen Walk. Now, usually you will be using a baby dragon, and the main reason to why queen walks aren't really extremely popular with smash attacks is that you have to actively funnel her, unlike a warden where you can just use the troops right behind or right near his aura, and then he'll just move in with them. So you got to be very careful in terms of funneling your queen and getting her to go in the right direction. That's the reason why warden walks are a lot better. So we're using the P.E.K.K.as and the siege barrack to create the other side of the funnel with the king. And that way what we've done is we've sort of created the pathing so we can send everything in. We've also got the use of super wall breakers in order to get us deeper into the base without having to use the jump spell to connect us throughout the rest of the base. So using super wall breakers is incredibly valuable and definitely worth your time boosting. So you want to make sure that you're doing so. You've also got the use of the rage spells to boost up the P.E.K.K.as and the bowlers in order to get them through the base. And even if they don't necessarily go straight to the town hall, you will still have the queen. So you always want to make sure that you're saving the warden ability for a group of the P.E.K.K.as and bowlers. That way you're able to still move through a large part of the base. Now, even though this wasn't a Yeti Smash, you can still take away a lot of the things from this example. On top of this, the main reason to why P.E.K.K.A Smash, Super Witch Smash, and Yeti Smash are so much viable is because the healers on high HP units, that just allows them to still get a ton of value and able to push through with ease. This is just a couple examples I wanted to really give you guys in terms of understanding the Yeti Smash, a little bit on P.E.K.K.A Smash, but mostly on the Yeti Smash and how you can really wreck a lot of different base designs with this attack. So let me know in the comments below what you guys thought about the video. What do you think about Yeti Smash? Is it strong, and are you using it? Were you struggling before this video, and are you now doing a lot better with the attack? Let me know in the comments below. Make sure you guys follow me over on the social, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any videos, and make sure you guys join my community Discord server. But with that being said, guys, that's going to do it for the video. Hopefully you enjoyed, and I'll be seeing you in the next video. Corrupt, signing out.